Good evening, everyone. So I can't see many of your faces, but I can see the front row. I know that look. No, I'm not Louis C.K. So it was super uncomfortable in our first class. Suzanne walked in and looked at me and said, "You." Took a while to explain to her that I was not, in fact, Louis C.K. In fact, when I found out that I looked like him, I didn't even know who he was. So I looked it up and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And then you know what your mom always says, it's all fun and games until you invite a couple women to your hotel room, get naked and whack off in front of them. Or something like that. Actually, my mom would never say whack off. She would have said blinding yourself. So I've got a couple daughters, so the whole hashtag Me Too thing was pretty upsetting. I did not want to look like Louis anymore. So I thought, well, what can I do to change my appearance? So I thought, well, maybe I could change my hairstyle. As you can see, this luscious mane doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. So I thought, well, all I can do is shave it off. But the problem is, I had these bumps on my head, and I really did not want to look like Bambi hitting puberty and getting his first set of antlers. So the hair had to stay. So I thought, well, what else can I do? I could shave off my beard. The problem is, I've had this beard for more than 20 years now. I haven't the foggiest idea what I look like anymore without it. I suspect I probably have this big old double chin hanging down there, flopping around. And I'm kind of trying to keep the little kids from pointing at me and saying, "Look, Mummy, it's that big monkey we saw on the TV last night." So I don't know if they're talking about National Geographic Channel or the Fox News, but either way I lose. So that was just not going to happen. In the end, it probably doesn't make much difference because as a middle-aged white male, I'm pretty much invisible until I'm hanging out at the playground. I see you've been there. So a few years ago, we were crossing the border from the cool Niagara Falls to the loser American Niagara Falls. And we got stopped by the border guard, and he's very officially comes up, "Sir, how long have you been in the United States?" I'm like, "We haven't been in the United States, we just came across." He's like, "Sir, the minute you crossed the middle of that bridge, you were in the United States of America." So I'm like, "Okay, 15 seconds then?" That was the day I learned I had a latex allergy. Joke was on him though, the drugs were in the tires. So I work in software, and people are always asking me to help them fix their computer. So usually they get kind of frustrated with me though, and I feel like they think that somehow I single-handedly wrote Windows. I'm like, you gotta think about that, because if I wrote Windows, you think I'd be hanging around here with you? No, I would be on my yacht, bribing my kids' way into Harvard, and making a big deal about the $1 billion of iPhones I bought for the Notre Dame Cathedral roof. I sure as hell wouldn't be sitting here with you installing a pirated copy of Office and organizing your porn collection. So I've been married for 26 years. Not to the same woman. I'm just kidding. So after 26 years, I've lost my hair and I've lost my boyish good looks. I've added the husband expansion pack. I did, however, spring for the optional upgrade, where I look rockin' in a pair of cargo shorts and low-cut hiking boots, though. So anyhow, after 26 years, I thought we needed to spruce things up, spice things up a little bit. So I'd heard somewhere that you can appear to increase the length of your manhood by doing a bit of trimming of the underbrush, so to speak. I think it was on Oprah. It's like, you get an inch, you get an inch, you get an inch. Everybody gets an inch. So, seemed like good advice, so I set my beard trimmer to 0 and went to work. It's extremely awkward, just in case you want to try it yourself. But I managed to do the deed without doing any permanent damage, and so I was pretty pleased with myself. So I went into the bedroom to show my wife, and I walked in, and she looked up from her book and said, "You look like one of those fat little boy statues that pees into fountains." That was unnecessarily harsh. So anyhow, I waited until she was in the hot tub next time, and I jumped up the stairs and struck a pose and took a whiz. She was pissed. At least initially. And then all of a sudden she got this smile on her face. "Oh, you like that, did you?" She's like, "No, you idiot." That's her little pet name for me. And she said, "I've been trying to get you to change the water in this stupid thing for weeks, so now you have no excuse." So, when I was a kid, bathrooms are really simple. If you're old like me, remember used to be just stand on the wall and pee together. You'd always know who was going through the change. You'd be like, "Joey, whoa." Anyhow, but now things are really complicated. So there's all these sensors and everything. I hate it when I'm done and I go to wash my hands, and you're doing like the tap jive, like you're sticking your hands under the thing, trying to get the soap, or you're trying to wash your hands and the soap goes off, and it just drives me nuts. So I actually blame that Illuminati bastard Dyson. It's all his fault. You ever seen those air blades, the ones that are low on the wall? Those are the worst urinals ever. So my wife and I met at the wedding of some mutual friends. We were both in the wedding party. And I was kind of a mover in those days. Pretty easy to believe, right? And but we were up at the Arboretum getting our pictures taken because we thought we'd try something that no Ottawa wedding had ever done before. And so I was standing with the bridesmaids, because girls, and they were complaining about how they were cold. So I took off my tuxedo jacket and gave it to my wife to be. A couple minutes later, they were complaining because their heels were sinking into the grass. So before you knew it, I was standing with the bridesmaids getting pictures done, wearing this beautiful peach dress and color-matching 2-inch pumps. So when our friends would show people their wedding pictures, people would say, "Oh, the bridesmaids are so lovely." Wait a second, isn't that Louis C.K.? That's everything for me. Thanks, everyone.